Vanakkam. Welcome to our Edal Academy YouTube channel. Those who are watching our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. Today, let us discuss about the topic biological classification. From this topic, you can expect minimum 4 to 6 questions in the NEET examination. It is one of the very important topic for NEET. So, from this topic, we are going to discuss about different types of classifications in order. First, biological classification proposed by Aristotle. He has given importance for both plants as well as animals. He has classified plants into three groups such as trees, shrubs, and herbs, as well as animals into two groups such as Anaima and Enaima. Under Anaima, he has placed the animals which do not have red blood cells. Under Enaima, he has classified animals with red blood cells. Then further, Enaima classified into oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous are egg-laying animals. Viviparous giving birth young one. So he has classified both plants as well as animals. So that's why he is regarded as father of biology. In order, Theophrastus, of Aristotle, he has classified plants into four groups into herbs, undershrubs, shrubs, and trees. So that's why he is regarded as father of botany. In order, Carolus Linnaeus in the year of 1758 proposed two kingdom system of classification based on the similarities and differences. He has classified organisms into two kingdoms such as Plantae and Animalia. In this classification, he was not given importance for prokaryotes, eukaryotes like fungi, mosses, ferns, gymnosperms, and angiosperms were included under plants. So whichever the organisms are having cell wall placed under the kingdom Plantae. Whichever the organisms are not having cell wall placed under the kingdom Animalia. Included unicellular and multicellular organisms under the same group. For example, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra were placed under algae. He was not given importance for heterotrophic organisms as well as viruses because of viruses are acellular, not placed under any category. So in order, R.H. Whitaker in the year of 1969 proposed five kingdom system of classification. So this is one of the most acceptable system of classification. He has classified all the organisms into five kingdoms such as Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. So this is one of the most accepted system of classification. Kingdom Monera, it is otherwise called as Kingdom of Prokaryotes. Except Kingdom Monera, remaining all other four kingdom includes eukaryotic cellular organization. Kingdom Monera includes all unicellular, prokaryotic, microscopic organisms, including bacteria, archaebacteria, cyanobacteria, and PPLO. First one is bacteria. Bacteria are most abundant microorganisms. They are omnipresent, present everywhere in soil, water, as well as in atmosphere, or hundreds of bacteria are present in a handful of soil. They also live in extreme habitats such as hot springs, deserts, snow, deep oceans. Many are parasites. Based on the shape, bacteria are classified into there are four categories: cocci, spherical shaped bacteria; bacilli, rod shaped bacteria; vibrio, comma shaped bacteria; spirali, or spiral shaped bacteria. So these are the four categories of bacteria based on the shape. Yep. Then let us discuss about the structure of bacteria. Bacteria is a unicellular microscopic prokaryotic organism. Some bacterial species are autotrophic, some bacterial species are heterotrophic. Only out of 100%, 1% of bacteria are autotrophic, synthesize their own food either in the presence of sunlight or absence of sunlight. Based on the presence and absence of sunlight, bacteria are classified into photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. Remaining 99% of bacteria are heterotrophs. They do not synthesize their own food, depend on other organisms or dead organic matter for their food. Bacteria are broadly divided into two categories: Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. The bacterial species which are living in extreme environmental conditions are called as Archaebacteria. It includes halopiles, dermoacidopiles, methanogens, and psychropiles. Eubacteria includes autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic bacteria divided into photoautotropic and chemoautotropic. Heterotrophic bacteria are divided into parasites and saprophytic bacterial species. Archaebacteria. Archaebacterial species live in hottest habitat such as extreme salty areas. Such kind of bacteria are called as halopiles. They are autotrophs. They contain photosynthetic pigments. The name of the photosynthetic pigment is called as photorhodopsin. Due to the presence of rhodopsin pigment, trap solar energy and prepare their own food material. And some bacterial species live in hot springs. Such kind of bacterial species are called as thermoacidopiles and live in mossy areas. Is thermoacidopiles oxidize sulfur into sulfuric acid. And some bacterial species live in guts of herbivorous animals and mossy environmental condition. Such kind of bacterial species are called as methanogens. Archaebacteria have different cell wall structure from their survival in extreme conditions. Methanogens are present in the guts of ruminant animals like cows, buffaloes, etc. They produce methane. It is otherwise called as biogas from the dung of these animals. These methanogens are anaerobes, can able to survive in the absence of oxygen. Then let us discuss about eubacteria. These bacterial species are otherwise called as true bacteria. Eubacterial species have rigid cell wall and flagellum. Cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. They include autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs are divided into photosynthetic autotrophs and chemosynthetic autotrophs. Photosynthetic autotrophs can prepare their own food material in the presence of sunlight, but they do not release oxygen during photosynthesis. Chemoautotrophs oxidize inorganic substances and obtain food in the form of ATP molecules in the absence of light. Then let us discuss about cyanobacteria. Cyanobacterial species contain chlorophyll A pigment. Due to the presence of chlorophyll A, it belongs to plants because of plant cells only contain chlorophyll A. Cyanobacteria is otherwise called as blue-green algae. Some blue-green algal species are made up of only one cell. Such blue-green algal species are called as unicellular. Some blue-green algal species live in the form of colonies. Some looks like in the form of filamentous or thread-like. Cyanobacterial species live in marine or terrestrial environmental condition. The colonies are generally surrounded by a gelatinous sheath. They often form water blooms in polluted water bodies. Some of them fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells called as heterocysts. Example, Nostoc and Arabina. Only the heterocyst can able to fix atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So here that is given with the help of diagrammatic representation. All the cells cannot fix atmospheric nitrogen. Only the modified cells which are called as heterocyst only can able to fix atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. Chemoautotrophs. They oxidize inorganic materials such as nitrates, nitrites and ammonia and use the released energy for the ATP production. They play a great role in biogeochemical cycle during nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle and sulfur cycle. It plays important role. Then let us discuss about heterotrophic bacteria. These heterotrophic bacteria most abundant in nature. Majority are important decomposers. So in the beginning itself I said 99% of bacterial species are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are divided into parasites and saprophytes. Then some beneficial activities we are getting from heterotrophic bacteria. They are used for making curd from milk. Some bacterial species are used to get antibiotics such as bacitracin, streptomycin, polymyxin. Some bacterial species can able to fix atmospheric nitrogen in leguminous plant roots. Some bacterial species act as pathogen, cause disease such as cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus canker, like that diseases. And how does reproduction takes place in bacterial species? So one of the common method of reproduction is binary fission. Under favorable condition, some bacterial species produce spores. They also reproduce by short sexual reproduction by adopting a primitive type of DNA transfer from one bacteria to another by conjugation method. Then let us discuss about another example for prokaryotic organization, Mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is otherwise called as PPLO, Pleiropneumonia-like organisms. It is commonly called as jokers of living world because of they can change their shape and size. So that's why it is generally called as pleomorphic. The size of the mycoplasma is 1 mu. They do not have cell wall. It is a smallest living cell. They can survive without oxygen. Many are pathogenic in animals and plants. Due to the absence of cell wall, shows antibiotic resistance. And let us discuss about the second kingdom, Protista. Kingdom Protista includes all unicellular, eukaryotic, aquatic organisms. It includes both plants as well as animals. Plants are called as phytoplanktons. Unicellular animal species are called as zooplanktons. Protista includes chrysopods, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. From these chrysopods, dinoflagellates, and euglenoids are generally called as photosynthetic protists. Slime molds are commonly called as consumer protists. Then the last one is protozoans. Kingdom Protista includes photosynthetic protist, consumer protist, and protozoans. So first we are going to discuss about photosynthetic protist. From that, first example, chrysopods. Chrysopods found in freshwater and marine environments. They are microscopic and float passively in water currents, generally called as planktons. Most of them are photosynthetic. It includes diatoms and golden algae. It is otherwise called as desmites. While you are talking about diatoms, diatom cell wall is made up of silica, forming two thin overlapping shells. It looks like in the form of soap box. The cell wall deposit of diatoms over billions of years in their habitat is known as diatomaceous earth. It is used in polishing industry, filtration industry, mostly marine and photosynthetic. They appear in different colors: yellow color, green color, brown color, blue or red. Main pigments in cells. Cell wall has strip cellulose plates on their outer surface. Most of them have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and another one lies transversely, furrow between wall plates. Red dinoflagellates, example goniolax, undergoes rapid multiplication so that the sea appears red. So due to the accumulation of these species, red tides were formed. These kind of dinoflagellates release toxins that can kill other marine animals such as fishes. Then the third example is euglenoid. Euglenoids, mainly freshwater organisms found in stagnant water. Instead of cell wall, they have a protein rich layer which is called as pellicle. It is placed borderline between plants and animals due to the presence of plant character as well as animal character. It is otherwise called as plant animal. It has two flagella, one is short and another one is long, is embedded in a swollen region which is called as stigma or paraflagellar body. Behind the paraflagellar body, a pigmented structure which is called as eye spot. Eye spot contain a photosensitive pigment which is called as astaxanthin. It directs the organism movement towards sunlight. So during daytime, it traps solar energy and prepare their own food material, as like plants. But in the absence of sunlight, lives like animals. So it is called as heterotrophic nutrition. So due to the presence of both photosynthetic as well as heterotrophic nutrition, It is generally called as connecting link between plants and animals. The pigments of euglenites are identical to those higher plants. Then consumer protist. Consumer protist example slime molds. Slime molds are saprophytic protist. The body moves along decaying twigs and leaves engulfing organic material. Under suitable condition they form an aggregation called plasmodium which may grow and spread over several feet. During unfavorable condition the plasmodium differentiate and forms fruiting bodies. These fruiting bodies are bearing spores at the tips. Spores possesses true walls. They are extremely resistant and survive for many years. Spores dispersed by air currents. And the third type is protozoans. Protozoans are heterotrophs, maybe predators or parasites. They are believed to be primitive relative animals. As protozoans are broadly divided into four types. Amoeboid protozoans, example amoeba. Flagellated protozoans, example Trypanosoma gambians. Ciliated protozoan, example Paramecium. Sporozoans, example Plasmodium. Is protozoans behave like animals. First one is amoeboid protozoan. Example amoeba. Amoeba live in freshwater, seawater or moist soil. They move and capture prey by putting out a finger-like projection which is called as pseudopodia. It is otherwise called as false feet. It is similar to human cell leukocytes. Marine forms have silica cells on the surface. Some are parasites. Example Entamoeba histolytica. And amoeba is a eukaryotic cellular organization, contain contractile vacuole and mitochondria. The process of digestion takes place in contractile vacuole. Metabolic waste removed through cell membrane in the form of ammonia. There is no respiratory organ. It is a unicellular organism, so that the exchange of gases taken place through cell membrane. So excretion and gaseous exchange taken place through cell membrane. Then the second type is flagellated protozoan. Flagellated protozoan example Trypanosoma gambians. It is a free living or parasitic. They have flagella. Parasitic form cause fever, which is called as African sleeping sickness. It is a digenetic host. Can complete life cycle in human being and tease fly. And the third type of protozoan is ciliated protozoan, example Paramecium. It also found in aquatic environmental condition, actively move from one place to another place by the using of cilia. They have a cavity which is called as gullet that opens to outside. Due to the movement of cilia, can move from one place to another place, capture food material. So the outer flexible membrane is present which is called as pellicle. It is somewhat similar to the cell wall found in Euglena. In Paramecium species, the temporary excretory organs were formed. It is called as cytopage or cytocrypt. And The fourth group is sporozoans. Sporozoans are spore producing protozoans. They have an infectious spore-like stage in their life cycle. Example, Plasmodium. These are called as malarial parasites. There are 4 types of malarial parasites are discovered, such as Plasmodium ovale. It is first discovered one by Laveran. Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium falciparum. Among these, Plasmodium falciparum is malignant one. It's very dangerous. These Plasmodium species are transmitted through female Anopheles mosquito that discovered by Ronald Rose. Sporozoans are example for digenetic host. When Trypanosoma gambians also example for digenetic host. And Wucheria bancrafti, it causes elephantiasis. It also example for digenetic host. These species can complete life cycle in 2 different hosts. Thank you for listening our YouTube channel.
மறக்காம லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. நன்றி, வணக்கம். வாழ்க வையகம்.